Hello and welcome to Season 2, Episode 1 of the Trek Right channel. Today we will not be going over the Discovery from 2001, even though I have its picture up. I have its picture up because the ship we are going to go over was one I started because I wanted to do a ship with the fundamental shape of a barrel in front. And what I mean by the fundamental shapes, throughout science fiction history, you have different ships that are iconic with a fundamental shape in front, like the Sphere. You have the Discovery from 2001. The Klingon battle cruiser can arguably be said to have a sphere in front. The Olympic class, is it Olympic or Olympia? Now I don't remember. But the hospital ship from Star Trek The Next Generation has a sphere in front. And I even tried to do a hospital ship with a sphere in front. And I failed, as those of you who saw the James J. Messer class last year can attest to. I ended up putting the sphere in the back, and we'll see momentarily that that's kind of a habit with me. So I wanted to try a barrel-fronted ship, and of course the most famous barrel-fronted ship is the Corellian Corvette, and so I started out building a barrel, this barrel right here, and after several iterations of trying to put that puppy up front, I gave up again, and I put the saucer in front. And then after that, trying to figure out what to do next, it was obvious to put the drop-down main deflector down here, but for lack of a better idea, I rotated the barrel 90 degrees and put it up front. And later on, I realized, I'm being kind of plagiaristic here, because if you go back to the Corellian Corvette, isn't this a rotated barrel 90 degrees from this one? Yeah, it is. And so what's left to plagiarize? Well, you got to have a lot of engines. And I don't think a Star Trek ship would look right with more than 4 engines, let alone, what is it, 11 engines here? Yeah, I don't think so. I think you'd agree with me on that one. So 4 engines it was. And then I had a fundamental shape for this ship. Now the question was, well, what kind of ship is it? Is it just a cruiser? Let's make it something different. And I decided to add sensor domes all over it. Now, to me, these here at the bottom are sensor domes, just like it says in the Starfleet Technical Manual. I know in Star Trek, the original series, the remastered episodes, they have the phasers coming out of here, but to me, they're sensor domes. And so is the one on the top. So I put sensor domes on the side and on the top and on the bottom and on the back, and I decided this was a heavily electronic cruiser, a cartographic cruiser, something that would zip into a solar system or even nearby a solar system and be able to map out the whole thing, be able to collect the kind of data that Starfleet could then go through and decide, okay, where are we going to send the big cruisers on their 5-year missions? Where do we want to land people and do even more exploration? And then in times of hostilities, it would be an electronics warfare cruiser, jamming the locking systems of the enemy's ships. And now that's what I came up with. And then it was a question of naming it, and as it just so happens, I was watching a lot of old Mythbusters episodes while I was designing this, and of course Grant Imahara was on that show, a great Trekkie, used to play Sulu in fan films, and he loved Star Trek, and he was, if memory serves, he was an electrical engineer. There was nothing on that show that he couldn't turn into a remote-controlled vehicle. And I thought, he's a guy we lost way too soon, and so I'm naming this one after him. And there you have it, the USS Imahara. Scoot it up here. Of course, once I named it after Grant, there was one more thing I had to do. I had to come here to the back, and I had to put a drone on it. I had to put a remote control vehicle on it. It's not a very complicated drone, because essentially the drone is an homage to Grant's BattleBots robot, which was just a regular pizza box with a hammer on it. So I went with a basic lifting body, sort of triangular UFO shape, and that's the entire ship. So now I'll cut in some footage of the ship in motion in space, and that'll wrap up Season 2, Episode 1. Thanks for watching.